Hey there guys, over here bringing you an F1 2013 video today about some news, that's cropped up over Twitter, and I've delved deep and gone back all the way to the beginning of the real F1 season when people were tweeting about it, mainly Steve Hood, as you'll see in this video, and he shed some interesting light, and I really like how Steve Hood acts on Twitter. He's a man of the people. He does want to give information to all of us, and he does it in a very cunning way, without revealing too much, but he does really like to tease us F1 fans. So, top on him, for all these tweets that you're about to see, about 11 of them. So let's get straight into the first one, and I apologise if you can hear some background noise. There's a stupid lawnmower in the background. So I apologise for that. So moving on, so the first tweet, another busy day full of meetings. Formula 1 can be a tricky business, feeling a lot more positive today. Hashtag secret features are cool by Steve Hood. And this straight away just, that is exciting. Secret feature. So essentially a feature that we don't know about, no one's talked about yet, is going to be in the game. So straight away this game will have one over on F1 2012. And, personally I don't think F1 2012 will be the biggest step forward. I don't think it will be the step that everyone wants. That will come on F1 2014 for sure with the new consoles. But F1 2013, they still are going to be putting the effort in. I do want to see them put the effort in and make it seem like, a bit of a fresh game. Definitely by changing the menus up. I'd love to see a menu style of F1 2010. And, I spoke about this in my F1 2013 career mode idea video. You can see that with a link in the description. So, yeah, secret features are cool. Who knows what the secret feature is? I've got a picture coming up later in the video that might explain what this feature might be, but we'll see. So moving on to the next tweet, we're going to move on to this picture of, this is a picture David Croft tweeted out about, him going to Codemasters and recording some stuff. And it says 7 seconds max. And then welcome to Brazil. The final race takes place on today, and who will end the season on a high? Let's find out. So, definitely, David Croft is confirmed to come back for F1 2013 right there. And I'm hoping maybe commentary takes a bigger role. Maybe we can see it before qualifying sessions, after qualifying sessions. Maybe if you don't, match your what's it called, your goal, then maybe David Croft can be, he's got to be sad about that. He hasn't really, achieved what he wanted to in this session, but he'll be looking forward to the race. And when on F1 2012 it pans to 3 different shots of the grid before you start the race, before you go to cockpit cam, maybe in that sequence we could see David Croft just going, so here we are at Brazil lining up for the 20th race of the season. It's been a long season, and let's finish it on a high, and then you kind of go into the cockpit view. It'd be quite a cool thing to see. So yeah, that's definitely David Croft confirmed for F1 2013. So moving on, Steve Hood again, still another F1 related news. Had a great little race around Australia earlier. Cars feeling better on track this year, wheel to wheel, feeling better on track. Definitely one to look at. I think in F1 2012 Steve Hood was talking about the cars feeling like they're on the track, feeling like you could feel the tyres on the tarmac, you could feel the bumps, and that you sort of can with force feedback. But I think this spells even more, good news that they're working even more on trying to get this feeling. And wheel to wheel, well, this is obviously offline, and we don't see much wheel to wheel action. I mean, you can look back at my career mode on this channel, and even though there are a few wheel to wheel moments, that's either because I'm underperforming and I'm struggling to try and overtake them, or I'm overtaking them, trying to overtake them really aggressively, that I'm having to make some daring moves down the inside and the outside, and it becomes wheel to wheel. But wheel to wheel action, hopefully that means the AI will be trying to overtake us. I mean, obviously it'll be frustrating, but that's the whole point. It's a race, it's meant to be competitive, and right now at the moment you can only get that online, and offline it's not really too much of a challenge. Once you figure out how the AI works offline, what their traits are, you really can easily overtake them in any track, any situation, and in any car. So moving on to the next tweet, Steve Hood saying, if anyone has video examples, perhaps upload to YouTube, please throw the links my way, help us view what was happening player side. And he is talking about the lag barrier. In a few tweets previous to this one, he was talking about we're trying to fix the lag bubble. So definitely, thank God he is trying to fix it. Thank God the studio is trying to fix it, because and thank God they're aware of this problem. I mean, sometimes it might seem like they're not aware of the problem, but they definitely are. So definitely trying to fix the lag barrier is going to be a major thing. It does ruin a few league races, even top flight league races like the ARL get ruined by lag barrier. So it would be really amazing to see them fix this problem. And very thankful to Steve for tweeting that out for us, and you know, asking the community about their problems, and again, you know, showing that Steve really does care. And you know, sometimes I think he does get quite a lot of stick, and you know, I just want to say, you know, he's trying to do his best, and he can't satisfy everyone here. You know, people want full sims. Well, it's a game, it's not a sim. You know, if you want a sim, you know, go off to iRacing. I mean, you know, you always got those people, those really anal people who play iRacing. No offense to anyone who plays iRacing who's subscribed to me, but the stereotype is, you know, people who play iRacing are sort of like, oh yes, you know, it's not a game, it's a sim. Get that right, you know. If you want a sim of F1, go play iRacing and get the F1 car on there, because you're not gonna find it for, you know, probably ever, because there needs to be a good balance of arcade and sim in this game that is going to be across all platforms. So moving on to the next tweet, we've got Steve Hood saying again, perhaps the best multiplayer race we've ever had internally, 3p amongst a full grid of AI, 50% race at Spa, and 0.083 between first and second. That is amazing. A multiplayer race with 3 people and nearly full grid, and that little gap, 800ths of a second between first and second. That is really amazing. And in a multiplayer race, I mean, I'm not sure if first and second were, you know, actual people or the AI, but definitely this, you know, it spells good things that you can have a fun race in multiplayer against AI, because I know mostly when you play multiplayer and you have AI on the multiplayer lobby, they do act really spastically, and, you know, they just aren't really fun to race. So, you know, that's some good pointers to look at. So, now this is interesting. This is a cryptic picture from Steve Hood. As you can see, Cryptic F1 Codemasters, and that's his Twitter handle. So, yeah, in F1 2010, he, in the development, he was posting quite a lot of cryptic pictures of stuff, you know, hinting to stuff in the game. F1 2011, he didn't really do it. F1 2012, he didn't really do it. But now he's come back to a cryptic message. And so what we've got is we've got 5 people, P1 to P5. Down the middle, we've got an X next to P5. And then we've got arrows going to one screen. And then at the bottom, we've got like a ruler sort of thing, you know, kind of like a different, you know, segment off. And then we've got an arrow going to the right. Then what looks like to either be some sort of person or a pound symbol drawn really weirdly, or I think it's probably an avatar or something like that, or a person or of some sort. Then we've got a square, and it looks like to be like a makeshift avatar thing, and you know, a box, and then a list of lines, probably names maybe. And at the bottom we've got, you know, 4 boxes, 2 ticks, and 2 crosses, and then one of the cross boxes is in bold. And then you've got like another line going off, and then a picture of, I really don't know what that picture is about. It's got like a circle with some dots in it. So the P1 to P5, so that could be in qualifying, you know, with X, maybe P5 is not in there anymore. Maybe it's a multiplayer sort of game mode. Then we go into some screen with a ruler at the bottom. So maybe that's sort of, I don't know, like a leaderboard of some sort. And then it goes to a page where this looks like an avatar thing. Not too exciting if I do say so. I don't really care that you can see your avatar in game. But, you know, the name, the kind of list of lines on the right and the ticks and the X's at the bottom might suggest maybe some competitive side, some competitive edge, and then I don't know what the hell the picture on the right is, you know, in all honesty. So, you know, maybe one of you guys can comment if you can break the cryptic message. Maybe this is the secret feature that Steve told us about earlier in the first tweet, so we'll have to see. So moving on, we've got Steve Hood tweeting the Lee Mather. He's another developer at the game, and that was the right ebb and flow of an F1 race. I reckon quite possibly the most accurate to date. #love Bahrain track. So they're racing at Bahrain, 50% race, and they said it had the right ebb and flow in F1 race, which sparks to me drama, tension, strategy, tyre management, overtakes, and, you know, just all that good stuff. And, you know, if that's true, then, you know, because right now, in all honesty, you don't get that. You don't get drama. You don't get tension. You don't get time management. You don't get any of that, really, in F1 2012 to an essence. I mean, obviously, you do create drama for yourself, but you never see it off track. You know, the AI do like to overtake. The AI do try and overtake each other, but you never see that consistently with a dramatic edge. You kind of get the feeling that you would never be able to see you know, the sort of situation we had in F1 in 2010 in real F1 with Abu Dhabi coming down. 5 people can win it, and strategies go wrong. People are, you know, in places they're not meant to be or something like that. You never get the feeling that could ever happen in F1 2012, and maybe, you know, hoping it could happen in F1 2013. Maybe it's one for F1 2014. So let's move on. We've got Steve Hood again, and Alonso takes victory. I managed 17th in my Caterham thanks to a strong start and heavy tyre management. Lee back in 20th. So this is quite surprising. Heavy tyre management. So definitely he's had to, you know, tyre manage his race and kind of look after his tyres. And that is a very good news for probably myself and quite a few people, because I don't think, you know, if you're easy on your tyres, you don't get, you know, rewarded in this game. You don't get rewarded too much. You know, I myself can look after my tyres really well. I mean, comparing to some of the pros I race on PS3, I could probably bring my tyres to maybe 10 laps more on a prime set and 5 laps more on a soft set than them. So, you know, I don't get much reward for that, because it sort of ends up, you know, not really counting too much because there's not much strategy. So we'll have to see. So moving on to the next tweet, we've got another tweet. Strategy. Who will make the tyres last? Not matter if history is anything to go by. He eats tyres for breakfast. And first, that was a par. So, yeah. Eat tyres for breakfast. So, obviously, this probably means that people will get punished if they are too harsh on their tyres, which is like, you know, a hallelujah moment. Because some of the people I race with, you know, I know that sometimes they don't get, you know, punished for, you know, having setups that might wear tyres, because the tyre wear system doesn't really work too well in this game. So, you know, when you run those cambers all the way to the left, all the way to the right, you know, you run the wings 1-1, you know, you don't get affected by that too much. And, you know, it's good signs to see that, you know, you can eat your tyres for breakfast. Although I wouldn't recommend that right now with the Pirelli rubber. So, Steve Hood again had a quick 25% race at China today, finished 3rd behind the Lee Mather, and a hard charging Webber struggled with an oversteering Ferrari. So, you know, we will see some, you know, different sort of setup tweaks. We'll see different sort of struggles. You know, you might struggle with understeer on a race. You might struggle with oversteer. You know, sometimes, you know, at the start of a new F1 game, you do struggle with those, and then you get into the rhythm of getting setups maybe. But, you know, just interesting to see that. And finally, Steve Hood's last tweet on this video. 2 tough 50% races around Melbourne today. Some people are moaning about the tyres. It's getting hard to discern reality from F1 2013, which is amazing again, because people are moaning about the tyres in the, you know, in the studio, which is amazing, because I know a few people that probably would be moaning about the tyres if we had that kind of tyre system. So again, tyre management coming into play, that sort of strategy we're seeing right now in real Formula 1, where the Pirelli tyres are affecting races in a big way in terms of different varying strategies. So we could see numerous people leading the race and, you know, finish the race. You never know what's going to happen. And 50% races. So I finally just want to come on that. It looks like 50% races are the way to go. I think in F1 2013 I definitely will be switching over and trying to phase out 25% races and just going to 50 only, because it seems 50% races are the way to go in terms of getting strategy, getting proper time management, getting proper real good racing and sort of realistic racing. I think 50% races are definitely the way to go. And finally, we've got Luke Spring, the community manager, saying, wow, what a day. Ears still ringing F1 2013, talking about recording some engines, which is pretty cool. Obviously, in F1 2012, they had some real sound engines. When you went past the pit lane, you could hear some engines going. At the beginning of the game, you had real engines. Maybe, fingers crossed, one day we'll have the cars revving up in-game while you're driving with real engine sounds. That would be absolutely amazing. If you've seen my video of on-board lap of Canada with a Red Bull with real sounds, you know, a lot of people commented, you know, how epic would it be to have that in the real game. So guys, that has been the end of the video. It's been quite a long one, about 15 minutes. I hope you guys have, you know, watched through the whole thing. It was quite interesting for me, and you know, I've made it quite a long one because I've covered quite a few different things, which some other people might be covering in shorter videos. But so guys, hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Give it a like if you did. Comment below on what you think on any of the tweets here, and are you excited for F1 2013? Are you going to be getting it? Are you pissed off? I don't know. You know, comment below whatever you think. Subscribe if you're new to me for weekly F1 content. I've been Aaron. I hope you enjoyed the rest of your day, and I will see you guys next time.